People today, they could spend half their lives over 50. That's a lot of living. So it helps to have a wise friend and fierce defender in your corner. A friend like AARP. So your health lives longer.
This is just slow-mo karate?
Just slow-mo karate.
Your money lives longer.
I just bought that.
I just sold that.
And your happiness lives longer. That's why the younger you are, the more you need AARP. Join today.
Welcome to AARP Illinois' virtual event. It's so wonderful to have you with us. AARP is on a mission to connect with individuals across various communities, especially those aged 50 and above. We're here to listen, understand, and address the unique needs of you and your community as we age. Our goal is to enrich your experience by expanding our local activities, providing opportunities for you to discover and engage with all that life has to offer right here in your own community and virtually. As we journey through today's event, we invite you to consider joining our dedicated team of AARP volunteers. It's a chance to make a meaningful impact and help us better serve those 50 plus across the nation. Connect with us and be a part of this vibrant movement toward positive change. Welcome. And let's make this event both fun and transformative.
Hello and welcome to Kickstart Your Health. I'm Diane Butera, and I am so excited to be here with you today. Thank you to AARP Illinois and especially Teresa Jones for giving me this opportunity to do what I am so passionate about. For me, teaching this workshop is more than just about offering you some tips and some tools. It's about creating a space for all of us so that we can learn, so we can take a step back and look at what truly gives us good health. Because when we're all in good health, it just benefits the whole world, doesn't it? Doing something meaningful and serving others is a core value in my life. And so that's why I feel like I'm so lucky to be able to teach this. And I want you to know that I'm not just showing up because I'm a know-it-all. I think I've got all the answers. I just want to share with you what I've learned over my, I'll be 68 soon, over these 68 years. And maybe I can give you some shortcuts so that you don't have to spend so much time gathering information. I do want to remind you that this is recorded. So if there is information you're thinking, oh, I need to write that down, don't worry about it. You're going to get a link to a recording. You can watch it again over and over, and you can gather that information. All right, so whether it's through making small choices or really big lifestyle shifts, I truly believe that when we prioritize our health, we unlock our full potential. So let's get started with that, right? I want to make your well-being a priority. So how's that going to happen? Well, in the next 90 minutes or so, this is what we're going to be doing. I want to talk a little bit more about why I teach this webinar, workshop, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to include some information that might seem interesting to you. You might be thinking, no, just give me those tools and tips. Tell me how to get started. Well, I believe that if we want to make effective change, we have to have the right mindset. And because we are older adults, we are dealing with something that is really important to acknowledge, and that is ageism. So I want to look at ageism. I want to look at mindset. And then even more important, I want to look at habits, because it's habits that help us succeed with what we want to accomplish. And contrary to popular belief, habit is not about having determination or being strong-willed or having lots of discipline. It's about setting up your system, setting up your environment so you can succeed. And that is different for each one of us, how we set up our system to succeed. So we will talk a bit about habit. I would be remiss if I didn't include some conversation about your nutrition, sleep, managing stress. But good news is we are going to have a wonderful mindful movement practice where we'll do some movement, we'll do some breathing, we'll do some guided meditation, and you'll have an opportunity to practice gratitude with a loving kindness meditation. I do want to talk about gratitude, so important. I'll review what I've shared, and then I'm going to give you some resources that you can walk away with. You can do your own research. And by the way, I'm really big on looking at what's robust research, meaning it's not just on WebMD, it's in the journals that we most highly esteem. And that would be something like going to National Institute for Health and looking at what the research is there. So good research, solid research. This is evidence-based. I'm not just willy-nilly throwing things out to you. This is tried and true information. And I'm hoping that I can condense it and give you something really exciting to work with as you kickstart your health. All right, so let's talk about me for a second. Why I am teaching this information, not just because I love it, not just because I like sharing, not because I like talking, which I do, by the way. It's also because of what's happened to me over the course of my life. A long time ago, I viewed health primarily as something that showed on the outside. If I look good, if I was by our culture's, our society, our culture's standards, then I was good to go. Meanwhile, in the background, I was smoking pack and a half a day, and I did that up until age 40. That's where habit comes in, but I'll get to that in a minute. So I was very much focused on the external and not what was going on internally. You know, youth. When I was 40, I quit smoking, and that's really, I think, what kickstarted my internal awareness of what really is health. It's not just, what's on the outside. Then, about 14 years ago, I was diagnosed with ovarian cancer. And if you've ever had some kind of diagnosis like that, the first thing you fear, the first thing you experience is fear. At least it was for me. Maybe not for you, but for me, it was overwhelming fear, like didn't know what to do with it, that primal scream. What I found is mindfulness tools were the only thing that helped me calm my nervous system, that helped me have a more positive outlook. I felt like I was in control. And mindfulness includes that spiritual practice too. So for those of you who have a strong spiritual practice, that's part of the mindfulness piece, right? So that's why it's so important for me that when we get together here and we talk about health, we're going to talk about mindfulness tools. We're going to do some movement, we're going to do some breathing, do some guided meditation, and again, some gratitude practice. All right, so I think that's enough about me. I'm really excited to share this with you today, and we're going to get started talking about ageism, aging, and breaking the age code. Remember, I said I was going to present to you some information that I think is going to be helpful when it comes to kickstarting your health. And the first piece of information I want to share with you is a book called Breaking the Age Code. This is a very brilliant woman, also very kind. I've watched her podcasts and listened to her and watched her on YouTube. And she comes with a lot of research, good, solid research. There's bad research out there, you guys, about how we think and believe about our aging has a huge impact on our health and actually how long we live. In fact, we can add 7 years to our life by changing how we think about aging. That's better than if we quit smoking for some people. All right. So we're gonna dive into this a little bit. I'm gonna give you some information about what Becca has shared with us. We're just skimming the Cliff Notes, and maybe you'll be interested in more. And if you don't want to get a book, you guys, you can listen to a podcast or watch a YouTube. All right, advance. So the first key point that she makes is when you think about the first 5 words or phrases that come to mind, when you think of an old person, I'm not sure what old is because it was very different 40 years ago, but what are those words? And usually in our culture, I want to make a point of saying in our culture, in the United States, it's usually negative. So in your mind, picture an old person. Do you see somebody skydiving? Do you see somebody with bright eyes and running 10 miles? Or do you see somebody who's maybe a little bent over and very wrinkly? What do you see? Unfortunately, in our culture, it's pretty negative. Fortunately, it's not that way in all cultures. So, but we do live in the United States. The point is, remember, where we live, our culture has a very distinct determination in how we age and how well we hear and remember. Yeah, that's pretty important. It really has a big impact there. Let's see, what else do I want to tell you? Let's go ahead and advance. Number 2, age beliefs are mental maps of how we expect older people to behave based on age. They are the product of natural internal processes that begin when we are babies and continue throughout our lives. As early as age 3, we already have some age beliefs. We talk to a 3-year-old and say, what does an old person look like? Or how does an old person act? They already have some age beliefs there. Many of our health problems that were formerly considered to be entirely due to the aging process, such as memory loss, hearing decline, and cardiovascular events, are really not about aging, but instead are influenced by negative age beliefs that dominate in the United States and other ageist countries. So we live in an ageist country. Ageism, you'll hear me say that quite a bit. But this isn't actually true, you guys. Let's advance. There are actually certain cognitive means how your brain works, cognitive powers, cognition processes that improve as we age. Something like pattern recognition or how we think about thinking. There's a lot of good things that happen when we age, but we don't tend to focus on that. Instead, we have these stereotypes, very much influenced by social beliefs. Let's advance. All right, we can retrain our brain, and that's what is the most important thing that she has to offer about this book. She gives us some really cool exercises. For instance, she starts off with saying, go 2 weeks and notice every time you see something that's ageist or a negative stereotype, whether it's in a magazine, on TV, something that you yourself say, something that you hear a friend or family member say, and start to notice all these harmful things that are happening in and about our lives so that we can start to re-examine them and change the way we think about them, in fact, retrain our brain. Let's advance. So in summary, it's important to know that ageism is pervasive. In fact, the World Health Organization says it's the most pervasive discrimination there is out there, ageism. And in reading the book and listening to some of the evidence that she exposed, she talked a lot about how in the health profession, doctors in the medical field, that there is a lot of ageist beliefs out there. That if you walk into your doctor's office and you say, I have this or that, and they say, well, what did you expect? You're old. That's not a good thing. We really need our doctors to have a sign. You know how they have that sign that says, cigarette smoking is dangerous to your health. Ageism is dangerous to your health. Let's see. Yeah, so we know that what we believe, it will influence our health. Having a positive outlook is really important. And then we can start an age liberation movement. So spread the word. Let's do it in a new way. Can you advance, please? I love this, so I put this up. There's a website called Changing the Narrative, so how we think, how we talk about aging. It says, when older persons are no longer treated by society as strangers, but are instead valued by themselves and their community, aging can become a homecoming, a rediscovery, a feast of life. Isn't that beautiful? Advance, please. And then last but not least, this is the yard sign that I have out in my front yard. Aging is living. There's no such thing as too experienced. Every age is the right age. Retirement is not a requirement. Longevity is the best thing to happen in ages. Age is not the problem. Ageism is the problem. And I want to conclude this little portion by saying, lucky us, we get to age. I remember very distinctly an experience I had that drove this point home. I was in my optometrist's office and he asked me to read, the small reading, like if you're reading a book. And I said to him, oh, I'm getting so old. And he said, lucky you. Lucky you. We get to age. Now, there is kind of a sad ending to this story, and I don't know if he knew, but he died suddenly, very, very suddenly in his early 50s. It was, you know, something strange that happened to him. But I love that he had that attitude and he passed that on. He shared that with me, and I'm sharing it with you. Lucky us, we get to age because not everybody gets to do that. All right, go ahead and advance. So moving on, I wanted to talk to you about habits. I mentioned that in the beginning. And this is a book by James Clear, Atomic Habits. Atomic, something very small that's powerful. That's why he uses the term atomic. He's not the only one that presents this information, but I do like that he has research that backs this up. So again, I'm trying to give you guys information that is really solid and holds water airtight for you. The whole premise of Atomic Habits is small habits make a big impact. Okay, let's advance. So here's the habit loop. There's a cue, something happens, and it triggers a craving. So for me, it's, I don't know if you guys have Five Guys, but we have Five Guys in my part of the country, and they have the best French fries ever. And so that's the cue. I see a Five Guys sign, and suddenly I need to have French fries. So that craving leads to response. I pull into the parking lot and I order French fries, and the reward is those delicious French fries. So that's the habit loop. So now, I have this habit of when I see Five Guys, right? That's the cue for me. So it might be kind of fun to think about what habits you have that have cues. That's why I often have to not have things in my home because they're such triggers for me that they're a cue. Oh, cookies, you need cookies. So if I don't see the cookies, then I don't eat the cookies. But it could also be in a really positive way. Like perhaps I see I see my hiking shoes and I think, oh, I really want to go hiking. And then so I get those shoes on and get out and have a great hike. And that's my reward, is getting out into nature. So remember, that habit loop can be really positive as well. All right, let's advance. So how do we form a new habit? So the topic of this workshop is kickstarting your health, right? Kickstarting your health. So sounds like maybe you want a new habit. So how are you going to do that? Well, here are the 4 rules, guidelines to creating a new habit. The first one is you need a cue. You need to make it obvious. So they gave an example. Let's say you want to start working out. You want to add exercise to your daily activities. Put your workout clothes on. Have them laying out the night before. So those are the clothes you put on, right? You want to create a craving, so make it attractive. If you dislike swimming, that would be me, don't make swimming your activity. If you don't like hiking, don't make hiking your activity. Maybe you like to dance. Maybe you like to hang out with friends, so maybe you go for a walk with friends. Maybe you like to read, so maybe you listen to a book while you walk. Figure out a way to make it attractive. So I have to admit, I do a lot of audiobooks, and sometimes I walk longer just so I can listen to the book longer, right? So make it easy. You're going to have to set up your environment. That's the whole thing about the systems. It's not about willpower. Make it easy on yourself. If you have to drive 40 minutes to go on a hike, probably not the best idea. If you don't have a swimming pool nearby, or it's expensive for the membership, you want to make it easy. So set up your environment to make it easy. Get creative. Figure out what's it going to take for you to make it easy. And then the reward is make it satisfying. So the satisfaction can come simply by tracking your progress. So maybe you really don't like to exercise, but you love checking off that box. 20 minutes today, 20 minutes the next day, 20 minutes that day. At the end of the week, now you've done 5 times 20, 100 minutes of exercise. Whatever you can do to make it satisfying, to make it rewarding, that would be the 4th law of habit formation. Okay, let's advance. So again, the key points from Atomic Habits. Small habits make a big impact. He talks a lot about getting 1% better. If you get 1% better, think about what happens. After 1 year, you're 37 times better, right? Focus on the systems. That's, again, not about discipline or willpower. It's about setting up your life, setting up your world to succeed. Success comes from the systems that drive habits, not just setting goals. If habits aren't changing, the system needs to adjust. Okay, you need to figure out a different plan. And then last but not least, identity-based habits. Lasting change starts with identity. Decide who you want to be and prove it with small wins. Not, I want to be a runner. I'm a runner. I run. I'm a walker. I walk. Whatever it is, identify as that, and your actions will help you. Your actions will start to reflect that identity. Okay, we can advance. By the way, we really are defined by our habits, and I'm not proud of some of my habits, but I really try to focus on the positive ones. So if you think about habits are like building blocks for your character, it might motivate you. I mean, whatever it is, that for me, that's very motivational. Think about, okay, how do I want to see myself? What's my character? I want to see myself as someone who appreciates that I get to keep on living. My brother died, and he's younger than me. I want to show my appreciation and gratitude that I get to keep living. That's part of my character. And so I want my habits to reflect that part of who I am. So the last book I wanted to share with you, and again, these are not the only books that have this information, but this one is called Spark. And it's about the mind-body fitness connection. And what I find so fascinating about this is not only is cardio, he's talking about cardio, meaning aerobic exercise. Not only is it good for your body, it's good for your brain, it's good for your memory, it's good for your mood, and there's a lot of research that proves that. And what's really fascinating about this information that he presents is you do not need to go out and run for an hour and work up a sweat to get the benefits. In fact, he talks a lot about this idea of working in zone 2. Might sound very unfamiliar, but if you know what zones are, it's about how your heart rate is. We really don't want, and the last zone, by the way, is 4. We don't want 3 or 4. We want zone 2. So for most of us, it's a brisk walk. And for some of us, it could even be a slower walk because we want our heart rate in a certain zone. And that's where you're going to get all the really great health benefits that are going to help with cell regeneration and mitochondria and brain functioning. So start small, always do a little warm up, maybe a little bit of stretching, have a reasonable expectation, and then increase daily. Maybe the first day you walk for 2 minutes, the next day 3 minutes, the next day 4 minutes. You'll be walking 6 miles in not very long. All right. So again, if you're feeling like, it's just so hard to get started, start with 1 minute. Maybe you walk around the house 1 minute. Okay, but set it up so that you're going to succeed. Make sure you've got those walking shoes. I do want to say that in terms of how much activity we need as older adults, according to the physical activity guidelines for Americans, we should do at least 150 minutes, which is 2.5 hours a week of moderate intensity aerobic exercise, like brisk walking or fast dancing. Being active at least 3 days a week is best, but doing anything is better than nothing. We should also but it is important that we do something to help with muscle mass. It does deteriorate as we age. And so twice a week, light weights, have them where you trip over them, pick them up, use them. You don't have to have a fancy gym membership. And there's so much out there that's free that will show you how to use those weights. Do that a couple times a week. All right, let's advance. So I am a mindfulness teacher. I teach mindfulness practices, which include movement, meditation, breathing, and gratitude. All of these are very important for wellness, and all of these are very important if you want to kickstart your health. I don't know if there's one that's more important than the other. And you might say, look at that and go, breathing? Well, we're all breathing. Well, you know what? Some of us breathe in a way that is really unhealthy for us. Some of us breathe in a way that upregulates the nervous system. Some of us breathe in a way that makes us more anxious. So I want to teach you a few breathing techniques that are really helpful, even breathing techniques that will help you fall asleep. Meditation, the big M word, meditation. People I hear all the time, and honestly, I was very, very similar situation to many of you. I tried meditation and my mind went everywhere. And I think I tried too hard. So I was really fortunate that I was able to meet someone who taught me how to meditate in a different way. And that got me started. And now I think of meditation as, oh, goody, I get to meditate. In other words, something that I enjoy, right? Make it enjoyable. So important. So you got to figure out how meditation can be enjoyable. In the past, before that, it was, oh gosh, it's so hard. I'm not very good at meditating. A lot of negative words about it. So let's use that habit formation and figure out how do we make it appealing? How do we set up the cues? How do we make the systems work for meditation? And I'm going to do a short meditation with you that I think you might like. Okay, we're going to give that a try. We're also going to do some movement. The movement I'm going to offer you is movement I think most of us can do. And you can take pieces of this movement practice and maybe you just do the 5-minute warm up or you do the 5-minute seated. But there are different things that you can pick and choose. Maybe you'll do the whole practice, but it will be recorded for you so you'll get to see and you can pick and choose. And then last but not least, I do not want to leave out gratitude practice. I I'm really being honest here, you guys. I used to think that was really corny. Like, come on, gratitude practice. How much could that really impact your health? But again, research studies show that people who use gratitude practices are so much healthier because what happens when we are saying these things, thinking these things, writing these things, something happens biochemically in the brain, right? That's cool. That helps us be healthier. All right, so we're going to also do a short gratitude practice. So I'm going to have my wonderful moderator here spotlight me. Here I am. And I'm going to go to the chair. And if you could have that pinky ball, if you don't have one, maybe you've got a dog toy. If you don't have that, don't worry about it. We'll figure this out. And the strap. We're going to do those 4 things: the movement, the meditation, the breathing, and the gratitude practice. All right, let's go to the chair. Bring that strap and ball. Be sure that when you sit down, you probably are already in a chair, but I have to go over here. Before you sit down, make sure that you're not going to be disturbed. That's really important, that you're not going to be disturbed for the next, let's say 40 minutes or so. Okay? Feet flat on the floor. If the floor is far away, put something underneath your feet. Maybe you have to put some blocks under there or some books under there. Like a yes. We get to be mindful. Put your hands on your lap. And I'm going to turn to the side so you can see this movement. This is really important. Move so that your shoulders are over your hips. Did you see that? Move so your shoulders are over your hips and the back of your head is in line with your spine. There you go. You already have better posture. Back of your head in line with your spine. Feel your feet on the floor. Go ahead and lift your toes up and put them down. Lift your heels up, put them down. Feel the weight of your hands on your lap. Feel your sit bones on the chair, sitting bones. That's part of your pelvis. Press down into your sit bones. And then grow your spine out of your pelvis. Lift the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. There you go. So you're doing 2 things at the same time, rooting down into your sitting bones and lengthening the crown of the head up towards the ceiling. Try not to lean forward. Eyes opened here. Bring your awareness to your right elbow. So using visualization, internal awareness, feeling your right elbow and let it be really heavy. Just feel that right elbow really heavy. It's sinking towards the floor. Right elbow sinking towards the floor, heaviness at the right elbow. And then left elbow very heavy, sinking towards the ground, left elbow heavy. So you start to feel space between the ears and the shoulders. Shoulders dropping away from the ears. Right elbow heavy, left elbow heavy. And take a moment to ask yourself, how does it feel to be in my body? So that's the question. Question of the day, how does it feel to be in your body? It's a short answer, 1 or 2 words. No right answer here, no wrong answer. How does it feel to be in your body? And then, second question, also short answer. What's your state of mind? What's your state of mind? That's two good questions to ask yourself throughout the day. It helps us reset. Like, I don't like this state of mind. I'm going to change it. Or this is feeling pretty good. If you can use just your nose for breathing, that would be really great. There's a lot of good medicine in nasal breathing. Try to do it as often as possible. Bring your awareness, use that internal awareness, bring your awareness to the roof of your mouth. I know it might seem a strange place to focus, but go ahead and focus on the roof of your mouth. You can even run your tongue along the roof of your mouth. That's your hard palate. I want you to relax right there. Yeah, relax the roof of your mouth. You could use the imagery of those upper back teeth, the upper molars, widening away from each other. Upper back teeth widening away from each other. Or simply let your lower jaw relax. Let it unhinge away from your upper jaw to relax the roof of your mouth. There you go. Breathing just through your nose. Take your next inhale and breathe into your upper back. Inhale into the upper back. And then exhale a little bit longer than you're used to. Again, nasal breathing. Take your time. Slow breath, exhaling through the nose. Do that again. Inhale through the nose. Breathe into the upper back. Exhale all the way. Take your time with your exhale. See if you can get to a 5.5 second inhale and a 5.5 second exhale. One more time, one more round, 5.5 seconds. For both the inhale and the exhale. All right. I'm asking you to take the inhale into your upper back, up here, so that you don't grab with your throat and your chest. Sometimes we have that habit based on upper respiratory conditions or startled reflex, but this will help move that diaphragm using the upper back as the focus. Let's take a cleansing breath together. Cleansing breath is like this. It's 2 inhales through the nose and a long exhale through the mouth. So we'll do that 3 times. Ready? Twice through the nose, out through the mouth. One more time. There you go. So when we breathe, we can breathe in a way that actually makes us more anxious. Sometimes anxiety, we can rephrase that and think of it as being upregulated, and that's not such a bad thing. We don't want to walk around like zombies all the time. Sometimes you need to be energized. Sometimes you need that get up and go. Most of the time, we are way too upregulated, so that's why I focus a lot on breathing techniques that bring us more calm. But another great way, really simple way to bring about that calmness, to signal the parasympathetic nervous system, that's the one that does the resting, digesting, is to breathe just through your left nostril. So go ahead and close your right nostril. You can use your index finger. Close your right nostril. I'll just mirror you here. Close your right nostril. Close your eyes if you'd like. And just take about 6 breaths. Take your time inhaling through the left nostril and exhaling through the left nostril. Take your time. So if you need a quick fix, here's how you do it. Left nostril breathing only. Do one more. Take your time. Inhale, left nostril only. There you go. All right, we're going to do something called alternate nostril breathing, and I'm going to come closer because I think this one's hard to see from far away. Here I am. This alternate nostril breathing is also another nice way to calm the nervous system. You're going to use 2 fingers, one from each hand. Some people do it where they have a thumb here and a ring finger here. I'm turning my head so you can see. So they're doing closing and closing. But for simplicity, we're going to do index finger each hand. All right. So alternate nostril, you close. Let's close the left side. I mirror you again. Close and slowly inhale through the right side. Slow, 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 slow inhale. And close the right. Let go of the left and slowly exhale. Slow, long exhale. And closing the right nostril. Inhale the same side. So inhale left side, the side you just exhaled. Close, release your finger on the other side, and slowly exhale through the right side, taking your time. Inhale the same side. So maybe if it's stuffy, pull the skin away. If you're a little clogged up, it'll open up that nasal passage. Close, release the other side, exhaling slowly. Inhale the same side. Oh, I'm stuffy. I'm going to pull the skin away. Inhaling, left side. Close, exhale the other side. And that's it. So that is called alternate nostril breathing. Do that for a couple of minutes. I mean, so much better than taking drugs or, shopping, less expensive. A way to calm yourself down. So soothing. It's free. Don't need any fancy clothes. Don't need to go anywhere. And very powerful. Really sends signals to your nervous system to settle down. All right. All right. One more breath. Oh, we'll do a couple more. We'll do a couple more because, maybe you don't like some of these, but you can pick and choose. Another one that we can do is called 4-7-8. So it's a count of inhaling to the count of 4, holding your breath to 7, and exhaling to 8. So because I'm counting for you and doing it out loud, I'll say inhale, 2, 3, 4. All right. If you were doing it for yourself, you would say 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's a slow count. All right. All right. So again, that nice posture, shoulders over your hips. You can close your eyes if you'd like, and we're going to begin. Inhale through your nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale through your nose. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, that's the 4-7-8 breathing. Is probably the one I use the most, particularly if I'm driving and I feel like I'm getting anxious. I will do the 4-7-8, and it can really be helpful. So I hope you like one of those. I'm going to do one more with you. This one is called Brahmari, and it's also known as bee breath, and you'll quickly see why it's called bee breath. This one's kind of cool because there's this whole idea, well, it's not an idea. We are a body of energy, and sometimes our energy feels stuck or gets stuck. You ever feel like you're heavy in your heart, or you've got a pit in your stomach, and it feels like the energy's stuck there? We're going to use Brahmari, bee breath, to create a vibration to move the energy. So you can think about, the main energy plexes are running down this way from the crown to the root. And maybe you think about, I'm going to hum in a very low pitch and get to my root chakra, or I'm going to do a humming and get to the throat. Maybe I feel like closed up. No one's letting me speak my truth. However you want to visualize it, we are a body of energy, and we're going to move it with vibration. It's going to look like this. So watch for a second before you do. You cover your eyes, plug your ears. It's a big inhale. And we hum. All the way through the exhale. You can change the pitch to match where you're trying to move the energy. Just enjoy the vibration. The eyes are closed, the ears are plugged, so you can get that more echoey effect, all right? And if you think about it, this practice is not that unusual. There's a lot of different people in different walks of life who use vibration, chanting, using singers, monks, people who use vibration to be more effective in their life, all right? Let's do it together. Hands cover the eyes, thumbs cover the ears. We're going to do 3 rounds. Big inhale. All right, and release. That's a really good breath work to do before bedtime to settle your nervous system. I like to do it with my legs up the wall. So you lie on your back, put your legs up the wall, put a pillow or blanket under your hips. I'll show you that one later, but it's a really nice technique for elevating your heart so it's higher than your head, and that will also calm your nervous system. So there are some really simple techniques that we can do from the mindfulness practices that will reduce stress, keep us calmer, and reducing stress is really important for being successful in life, right? So we want to include that as part of building healthy habits. All right. I'm going to go back to the chair and we're going to do some movement. Coming back to my chair so I can show you some of these movements. The first movement I want you to do is bring your shoulders up 2 inches, back 2 inches, and shoulder blades down your back 2 inches. It's a little movement. Shoulders up 2 inches, back 2 inches, shoulder blades down your back. There you go. All right. And then nod your head ever so gently. Just do this little, like you're saying, yes, please. I want you to get some movement at the very top of your spine. At the top of your spine are 2 vertebrae. They're called atlas and axis. So you're just giving a little nod to mobilize those vertebrae. You're nodding your head ever so gently. It's a ton. If you can't see me nodding my head, that's because that's how small it is. I'll come closer so you can see. It's just like this. So we're isolating the movement at the top of the spine. That's atlas. Axis, turn your head side to side, a little movement, as if you weren't even using your muscles. Looking straight ahead, head side to side, like you're saying, no thanks. There you go. And then with the tip of your nose, paint a figure 8. Make it kind of fat. Isolating to the top of the spine, atlas and axis. Go the other direction. There you go. Now turn your figure 8 on its side. It becomes an infinity sign. Go the other direction. That's it. Might even feel a little crackling. It feels really good. Just to release tension in your neck, your jaw. your shoulders. Wonderful. Now we're going to do something called a roll down. When you think about your spine, there are areas of your spine that get a little tighter, particularly around your shoulder blades. So we're going to work on that area, and we're only going to roll down till we get to the tips of our shoulder blades, the bottom of the shoulder blades. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see this movement. Sit up tall, then start at the top of your spine, and you're going vertebra by vertebra. That's singular for vertebrae. Vertebra by vertebra, you're going to start to tip the chin and just feel the articulation, each vertebra one by one as you roll down. So go slow, try not to strive. Try to feel the movement going down your spine. Relax your shoulders. Might feel a little pulling. All the way down till you can feel you've got that flexion, that movement, all the way down to the bottom of your shoulder blades. And then you're going to go back up. This could be pretty intense. It's such a small movement, but can be very intense. Stack one vertebra on top of the next. Coming back up. One vertebra at a time. And sitting up nice and tall. There you go. All right, so now it's time for the pinky ball. If you do not have a pinky ball or a rubber ball or something that looks kind of like this, a dog toy, don't worry about it. What you're going to do instead is you're going to use your other hand to massage your hand and really work with the fingers, the joints, moving around as much as you can. We use our hands for so much. We want to take good care of them. And also there's fascia. Fascia is connective tissue that runs all around the muscles and all through our body, and it gets little kinks. So using the pinky ball is not just for strength, it's also for working with fascia, right? All right, so maybe if you have a table, you could put your arm up on a table. If you don't, you can hold your elbow like this, relax that shoulder, and hold the pinky ball. Let's start with the left hand and give it a big squeeze. Squeeze really hard, even harder. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. If you don't have a pinky ball, find something to squeeze. And you've got a nice firm orange. Open really wide, and squeeze again. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Squeeze as hard as you can. I'm going to put my elbow on this table here and open. They are making jar lids tighter. Seriously, they are. So we need that strength. Squeeze, squeeze even harder. Ooh, as hard as you can, and open. All right. When I move around, it's just to give you a better visual here. You're not really moving around. Press your thumb into the ball. Your palm is facing the ceiling. And again, if you don't have one of these balls, improvise or just do a lot of massage with the other hand. Now press your index finger really hard. Open. Middle finger. Open. Ring finger. Press hard. Not strength. Open. And pinky finger. Press as hard as you can. Nice. All right. Move the ball so it's between your index finger and your thumb. Again, I'm just moving around so you can see what I'm doing, but you just keep your palm facing the ceiling. Now move the pinky ball so it's between your middle finger and your index finger. You're only using one hand here. Now it's between your middle finger and your ring finger. See if you can hold it without putting your thumb down. That's tricky. And now it's between, oh, this is a big stretch, ring finger and pinky. See if you can hold it without the thumb down. Good. Give it another really, really big squeeze. Big, big squeeze. Harder, harder, harder. Nice job. Now you're going to massage the top of your hand. So switch hands, put the ball into your right hand and massage the top of your hand. So again, having your hand down on a table or a block or something is really good. You're massaging the top of your hand. Don't press hard. You're just working with the fascia. There you go. Nice job. And then shake that hand like you have warm honey on it. That's good for your lymph. Open and close. Wonderful. Again, if you do not have that pinky ball right now for today, I'm sure you're going to get one. You should get several because your friends will steal them from you because they're so awesome. You can do this hand massage. Okay. Let's switch hands. Now the pinky ball's in your right hand. Squeeze as hard as you can. Super hard. And open. and squeeze and open. Open really wide. Squeeze hard as you can. Oh, don't forget to breathe. And open. All right, now thumb presses into the ball. Open. Index finger presses. Press hard. Open. I know I use my face to do it too, don't I? Middle finger, press hard. Open. Ring finger. Open. And pinky, press hard. Slide the ball over so now it's between your index finger and your thumb. And then between your index finger and your middle finger. And between your middle finger and your pinky. And now between your pinky and your ring finger. Switch hands and you're massaging the top of that hand. Nice and easy. There you go. And shake. All right. We're going to come back to the pinky ball because we're going to use it on the feet. You're going to love that. But we're going to do a few things before we come back to that. Okay. Keep your pinky ball with you. And again, if you don't have one, I'll figure it out for you. All right. Let's come to standing. And if you want, keep your chair nearby because we're going to do some balance things. You can keep your chair nearby so you have that handy. And let's do a breath work called lion's breath. So this one is more invigorating. Open your feet a little wider. So watch for a second. Lion's breath is pretty fun. You're going to bend the knees a little bit, stick your bottom out a little bit, put up your big lion paws here. It's a big inhale through the nose, and when you exhale, you open your lion's paws, you stick out your tongue as far as you can, you roar like a lion, and look cross-eyed up here, third eye. Looks like this. It's like clearing out the cobwebs, right? It's a good one to do first thing in the morning. Okay. Don't scare anybody now. All right, let's do 3 of them together. Paws up, big inhale. Inhale. One more. There you go. It feels pretty good, doesn't it? We're going to do a standing warm-up. This standing warm-up, you might really enjoy starting each day off like this. It just takes a few minutes, and it's a good way to put all your joints through through a range of motion. So again, if you want to have a chair nearby, you can have a chair nearby. Let's stand here for a second and just arrive. Let your tailbone be heavy. It's very easy, especially I find this in men, to tuck your tailbone under. They have that kind of like gunslinger tail tucked under. Okay, so don't let your tailbone tuck under and don't stick it out. Let your tailbone be really heavy. It's dropping towards the ground. Heavy tailbone. There you go. All right. Walk your feet a little bit wider apart. Bring your arms up and then drop and let them swing back up and drop. And let them be really heavy, like your hands are bricks. There you go. Bring your shoulders up to your ears, way up high, even higher, and drop them. Bring the shoulders up to the ears, up, 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 and drop. And one more time, shoulders to ears, and drop. We're going to do some tapping. Stick out your right arm and tap. This is waking up proprioception. It's waking up the nervous system. Tap around the back, all over that arm. Stick out your other arm. Do some tapping. Yes, let it be invigorating. There you go. Tap your head with your finger pads. I actually really like tapping my head. It feels good all around. Do your face, forehead, down your nose, around your mouth, around your eyes, down your chin, down your throat, back up. Give your little earlobes a little massage there. Tap back behind your neck. Come down, tap across the collarbone. Down your sternum. Sternum is that breastbone. Then go off to the left, down the left side, and up the right, like how your colon is wrapped around. Tapping, and then we're going to go to the legs. So let's do some heavy duty tapping. Out the sides, up the front. Down the back. A lot of this you can be doing seated and up the inside. There you go. You can hold on to your chair if you'd like, or put your weight into your left foot. Shake a leg, put your weight into your right foot. Shake a leg, shake an arm, shake your other arm. Do a little bit of bouncing. Good. Let's open the feet a little wider. And you're just going to turn to the left and turn to the right. Notice I'm lifting my heel on the one foot and my arms are dangling. And then you're going to get a little more enthusiastic. This is a wonderful way to wake up energy in the body. I'm going to turn so you can see what's happening in the back. I'm letting my hand go on the kidney area and really slap against the kidney area. In Chinese medicine, it's believed that qi or energy is stored in the kidney, so we're waking that energy up. And if you'd like, you can use the front hand to tap on your heart. You can add a smile whenever you want. So if you're only going to do one thing, this is the one I would do. Feels pretty good. All right, and then slowing it down. We're going to do a little dance step here. You're going to start with your left foot. So anchor into your right. You're going to put your hands on your hips. Bring that whole hip around and make a T. Arch of the foot to the toes. Go slow. Look straight ahead. Don't look down. And then make an upside down T. Foot to the back. Bring that whole pelvis around. Make a T. Can you feel the arch to the toes? And slowly come around. It's a balance move, isn't it? You can hold on to a chair if you'd like. And one more time. Around and back. Let's do the other side. Anchor into your left foot. Bring the pelvis around. T. And upside down T. Slow it down. Around for the T. Look straight ahead. And back. And around for your T. And back. Very nice. So we're going to do a little bit more movement here. Take a nice big inhale. And on the exhale, sweep your arms up. Look up between your hands. Drop your tailbone. And then release your arms. Again, inhale into your upper back. Exhale, press down into your feet. Lift the arms overhead. Drop your lower ribs towards the floor as well. Look up between your hands. And then release. This can be done. Next movement can be done in a chair or standing. I want you to start off slowly. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see. It's a tiny bend in the knees. Sitting bones are down here. I can touch them. They belong to me. You can touch your own. Sitting bones come forward. Sitting bones go back. That's the movement. Start slowly. You're load bearing here. You can do this on a chair if you want to be seated. Sitting bones forward. Sitting bones back. Sitting bones forward. Sitting bones back. When you bring the sit bones forward, can you feel that lengthening in the back? Don't overdo it. When you bring the sitting bones back, can you feel some engagement in the belly? So take your time here. We're going to add the arms to this. When your sitting bones come forward, bring your arms forward, touch the backs of your hands together. It looks like this. When the sitting bones go back, open the arms forward and back. Forward and back. Do it a couple more times. There you go. And once more. All right. Coming back to center, stand with your feet underneath your hip joint. So feet are pretty close together, maybe 2 inches apart, arms by your side. You're working on balance here. Gaze straight ahead. Take an inhale into your upper back. And exhale all the way. We're doing this present moment awareness, staying right here. Not going into stories. Stay right here. Maybe you say to yourself, just this. Just this. All right, you're going to love this next thing. We're going to do the pinky ball for the feet. Well, I love it because I love foot massages. So get that pinky ball. Again, if you do not have a pinky ball, what you're going to do is you're going to sit and you're going to massage with your thumb for now, with your hands. You're going to work with the fascia, really pressing, moving the toes around. You can crisscross the toes. But if you have a pinky ball, that's what you're going to use. So put the pinky ball down. Let's stand on the right foot and put the pinky ball under the left. Notice how the pinky ball is towards the back of my foot. Big inhale towards the heel. Exhale, leaning in. Doesn't have to be painful. In fact, it shouldn't be. Slide the ball forward. Inhale. Exhale, lean into it. I really don't want this to be painful. Inhale. Exhale, a little pressure. Bring it forward so it's under the ball of your foot. Toes go down. Really stretch across the top of your foot. That's your transverse arch. And then toes go up and toes down. And bring the ball back and wave your foot. So it's going across the foot. Can you see that? Going across. I can tell I haven't done this in a while because my foot's a little sensitive. So don't overdo it. It's not supposed to be painful. You're releasing the fascia. This is great if you have feet that tend to ache in the morning. All right. So roll that ball all around. Let's do a little exploration here. Now slow it down. I want you to find a cranky spot and stay right there. Easy to find for me. And twist your foot a little bit and pulse your foot a little bit. Ooh, don't overdo it. Now move your ball maybe 1/4 inch because the next cranky spot is right there. And twist your foot and pulse a little bit, maybe a little extra weight. All right, we'll do one more. Twist, pulse, press, and then all the way around. And then stand down and just notice the difference between the 2 feet. How does it feel? Left to right, right to left. So let's do the other side. And again, I'm going to sit one time again and just show you. You can still be doing something really great for yourself by pressing your thumbs into your feet, massaging the toes, bending the toes, crisscrossing your toes, working with the top of the feet. Okay. All right, so let's do the other foot. Maybe you hold on to a chair. I think you're on your right foot now. I like to start with just rolling the ball around here. All right, heel on the floor, ball towards your heel. Focus breath, inhale. Exhale, lean in. Come back, slide the ball forward, inhale. Exhale, leaning. Slide the ball forward. Just a little weight. Come forward enough with the ball. So now it's under the ball of your foot. Ball meets ball. Wrap those toes around so the toes point towards the floor. If it feels like, that's a big stretch, that's your transverse arch. It's really good to work with that fascia. Toes to the ceiling, toes to the floor, toes to the ceiling, toes to the floor. Draw the ball back so it's towards your heel again and wave your foot like you're saying hi with your foot, and the ball will travel up your foot. Bring it back. It's going across your foot. Wave your foot. Feels so good. All right, let's find that cranky spot. Stay right there. Do a little twist, a little pulsing. Lean into it. Find another spot. Twist, pulse, lean. Find another spot. Twisting, pulsing. Let's go all the way around. All right, and stand off. These pinky balls are pretty amazing for not just for your hands and feet. I have them all over the house, as I mentioned. And one of the things I also like to do, I'm just going to show you real quick here. 2 pinky balls. Come to the wall, bend your knees, put one on either side of your spine, lean back, and go up and down. Look at this. You're going to hang out here. Ooh. Way cheaper than a massage. Okay? All right. Just wanted to throw that in there for you. I mentioned that you should have a strap, so we're going to move to using this strap. Again, we're going to do this standing, but you can do this seated. So find your strap. It can be a dish towel, a scarf. Most of these things you can, if you just want to do shoulders, you can just do shoulders. Maybe the next day you're just doing pinky ball. Maybe the next day you're doing standing warm up. You can pick and choose. Hands down, hands as wide as your thighs. Give the strap a little snap. So now there's some tension. It's taut. Yep. And keep that tension there. Press down into your feet. Let that tailbone relax. Inhale into your upper back. And exhale, bring your arms up shoulder height and down. Keep the tension. Don't overdo it. Press down into your feet. The exhale brings the arms up. We'll do it 2 more times. Working with the shoulders, Staying relaxed in your throat, your jaw, your face. Stay here now. Arms are shoulder height. Press down into your feet. Let your tailbone be heavy. Inhale into your upper back. Exhale, lift the arms up. Lift from your armpits. Lift from the upper arms. Look straight ahead. Then back to shoulder height, keeping the tension on the strap. Coming up. Drop those lower ribs. Don't let your rib cage poke out. And don't move your head. Arms come up on the exhale. It's tiring, isn't it? We say it's OF, oddly fatiguing. Arms overhead. Back to shoulder height. Hips stay facing forward. Open your hands a little wider. Turn to your left. Hips stay facing forward. Turn to your right. Back to center. Bring your arms up. Drop the strap behind you. When you bring the strap behind you, your head doesn't move. So if the head has to move, then just bring it maybe here. But if you can do it without the head moving, you're working on opening the chest. Maybe open your hands wider on the strap. Strap stays down here. I'm going to change the grip on here. Now press the arms away. So lots of things to work with the shoulders. The shoulder joint is called the shoulder complex because it is a very complex joint. I mean, shoulder can do some very interesting arms. You can't do this with your leg, right? All right, a couple more rounds here. Working with the shoulder. Keep the tension on the strap. And then you can set that strap aside. We're done with that. I'm going to teach you something called the psoas walk. It might seem kind of weird to you at first, but my teacher, Scott Anderson, is a genius. He's got his doctorate in kinesiology. He came up with this. It's so great for your posture. It's great for your gait. It's great for your ankle mobility. And it's great for releasing hip flexor muscles that get really tight here and pull on your low back. All right. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see this. Hands on your hips. Look straight ahead. Take a small step back with your right foot. Land on the ball of your foot. It's a small step because when you put your heel down, your toes still point forward. Look down. Are the toes pointed forward or did your toes turn out? If you turned out, you want to take a smaller step. So here we are, small step here, hands on your hips, looking straight ahead. Transfer the weight from your heel of that back foot to the ball of your foot to come forward. Your front knee bends and then come back. It's like you're taking a step. Just transfer the weight from the heel to the front of the foot on that back foot. When you're moving here, can you move from your center of gravity, your pelvis? Not this. Head doesn't get to lead. Okay? A little spring in your step there. See how that feels. Front knee will bend a little bit. Just let your head come along for the ride. Next time you come forward, I want you to stay forward. Stay right here. Back heel is lifted. Feel where your pelvis is. You've got your hands here. Keep your pelvis right where it is. Don't let it move. Now reach your back heel way back to the wall, way back there. Don't put the foot to the floor. Reach the heel to the wall behind you. Don't let your pelvis move. Reach, 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 and then heel comes to the floor. There you go. Bring an arm up. Bring another arm up. Drop your lower ribs. Drop your tailbone. And you look up between your hands. Inhale into your upper back. Exhale all the way. Do that again. Just through your nose. One more time. Inhale into your upper back. Exhale all the way. Release your hands to your hips and spring forward. Let's do the other side. I'm going to turn so you can see. I recommend doing 3 rounds of this. It's that good for you. Small step back now with the opposite foot. You're on the ball of your foot. You release the heel and your toes are all pointed forward. Let's go on our walk, transferring the weight from the heel to the front of the foot. Imagine your hips are like on a track, like those brand new kitchens that have the drawers that slide in and out. Nice and easy. Front knee can bend, back knee, it doesn't matter. You're gliding forward and back, putting that little spring in your step. Keep all your toes on the ground here. Next time you come forward, stay forward. Bend that front knee just a smidge more. Hands are on your hips. Feel where you are in space. This is proprioception. Keep the hips here. Reach that heel of the back foot. Reach it way back behind you. Not to the floor, but to the wall behind you. Keep reaching. Keep reaching. Don't let the hip come back. And then to the floor. And then an arm sweeps up and the other arm sweeps up. Knit your lower ribs, meaning draw the lower ribs towards each other so you don't squirt rib juice all over the place. Look up between your hands. Take an inhale into your upper back and exhale all the way. 2 more times. And release your hands to your hips and come forward. Pause for a second here and just notice how it feels. And close your eyes. All right, we're going to go to the wall right now because I know so many people have to work with their feet. They have plantar fasciitis or maybe flat feet that ache a bit when they wake up in the morning. I have something else for you. 2 more exercises that I think are very helpful. And even if you don't, these are great for ankle mobility and working with your feet. So let's go to the wall. I want you to stand really close to the wall so that your toes are maybe an inch from the wall. Let's step back with the left foot and turn the heel in so your foot's down. Your hands are on the wall. Bring your knee, so your left foot is back. Bring your right knee to touch the wall. Don't let any toes lift off the floor. Bring your right knee to touch the wall. Nothing lifts up, no heel, no toes. And if you can't get there, then you just slide that foot forward. So I'm really struggling there. So you can even widen your stance or lengthen your stance here. Bring your knee to touch the wall. Do not let your heels lift. Do not let your toes lift. Do not pass go. Touch the knee to the wall. Working with the plantar. And again, coming to the wall. If this is too easy, then slide your foot back a little bit away from the wall. Come straight forward over the second toe. Don't let your heel lift. Let's do the other side. Back heel is a diagonal here. Big difference this side. So I'm going to scoot back a little bit. Keep the heel down, the toes down, knee to the wall. So we're working with the stirrup tendons of the foot here. Let's do one more. We're going to do final exercise to work with your feet. Hips are on the wall. Lift your feet all the way up, hold them up, hold them up, hold them up, and put them down. Lift the feet up as high as you can go, hold them up, put them down. Lift up. So if you were doing this on your own, I'd say 10 to 15. We'll just do about 5. And one more time, lift up as high as you can and down. There you go. Standing fairly close to the wall, we're going to add one more back bend in here. Inhale into your upper back. Exhale, let your tailbone be heavy. Sweep the arms up. Look up between your hands. Let your tailbone be heavy. Reach your thumbs towards the wall behind you. Let your tailbone be heavy. Drop it towards the floor. Drop your low ribs towards the floor. Bring your thumbs closer to the wall. Look up between your hands. You are doing a huge back bend here. So you can brag to your friends, yeah, I did 3 or 4 back bends this morning. And then come forward. There you go. Let's do one more back bend. Inhale. Exhale, arms sweep up. This time, turn your fingers towards the wall. Reach your fingers towards the wall. Drop those lower ribs towards the floor. Press into your feet and come forward. So that one's not for everybody. You might still stay with just the thumbs. Okay, so it's just a different kind of back bend. Let's come back to our chair. Remember, you're hinging from your thoracic spine. When we did that, it was hinging here, not dropping into your low back, lumbar spine. Coming back to your chair, just for a little twist here. We're going to twist to the left first. Put your left hand on the seat behind you. Bring your right arm up. Turn to the left. Drop that arm, but don't pull. Just let it relax. You use your abdominal muscles to twist. Hips stay facing forward. Bring the left ribs around. Let them follow the spine. Let them follow the right ribs. Look over your left shoulder. I want you to get really tall by pressing down into your sit bones and lifting up through the crown of your head. I'll say that again. Press down into your sit bones, lift up through the crown of your head, and twist a little bit more, looking over your left shoulder. There you go. Feel free to add a smile. Take a nice big inhale into your upper back. And on the exhale, pull just your belly button to the right. You're twisting left, pull just the belly button to the right. Relax that left shoulder. And then come back to center. We'll go the other way, holding the chair with the right hand. Bring the left arm up. And then twisting to the right. Relax the arm down. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Press down into your sitting bones and lengthen up through the crown of your head. Soft gaze as you twist a little bit more to the right. So these right ribs are following the spine, following the left ribs. Don't overdo it. No extra points for straining here. Take a nice long breath into your upper back and be sure to exhale all the way. Pull just the belly button to the left as you twist right. And come back to center. All right, we're going to move into a meditation practice for you. And if that M word is something you're not terribly fond of, this is a different kind of meditation. It's a guided meditation. So what I'd like you to do is make sure you're really comfortable. You don't have to sit upright. You can, if you want to recline a little bit, you could do that. I do want you to stay awake. So probably not lying down. We're going to do a guided meditation to help you relax your body. I find that if we can't relax the body, it's very hard to quiet the mind, right? Okay, so close your eyes. Take a nice big inhale in through your nose. Hold. And then slowly exhale. Slow, slow, slow. Slow exhale. Let's do that again. Big inhale through the nose. And long, slow exhale through the nose. Now one more. Inhale through the nose. Hold your breath. And then slowly exhale all the way. There you go. Letting go of any tension, any stress, letting it go. With each exhale, you get more and more relaxed. Just feel your whole body settling, feeling more and more relaxed. You're going to use visualization, a very powerful tool. You're going to put your mind's eye, you're going to feel your right leg. Feel your right leg. See it in your mind's eye. Feel your right leg, your whole right leg. Now see the part of your leg that's from your hip to your knee. See it and feel it. Your thigh, from hip to knee. Feel it and see it. Then from your knee to your ankle. See it and feel it. Your right foot. See it. Feel it. Feel your pinky toe all the way to the toenail of your pinky toe. Feel the toenail. See the toenail of your pinky toe. Fourth toe. See it and feel it. Third toe. Feel it see it. Second toe, feel it, see it. Big toe to the toenail, feel it, see it. Feel your whole foot. Now, in your mind's eye, feel, see your left leg, your whole left leg. From the hip socket to the knee, feel that part of your leg, see it. From your knee to your ankle, feel it, see it. Your left foot. The pinky toe, all the way to the toenail. Fourth toe to the toenail. Third toe to the toenail. Second toe to the toenail. Big toe. Feel the big toe all the way to the toenail. There you go. Now bring your awareness to your back, to your spine. Feel your spine. From your head down to your tailbone, feel your spine. Be aware of your right shoulder blade and your left shoulder blade. See your right side ribs and your left side ribs. Be aware of your collarbones. Feel your collarbones. And your right arm, your whole right arm. And your right hand. Feel your pinky finger all the way to the fingernail, pinky finger. And your ring finger all the way to the fingernail. And the middle finger all the way to the fingernail. And the index finger to your fingernail. And your thumb, your whole thumb to the fingernail. Bring your awareness over to your left arm. Feel your whole left arm from the shoulder to the wrist. Feel your left arm. Place your awareness on your pinky finger and feel the pinky finger all the way to the fingernail. Fourth finger, feeling it to the fingernail. Middle finger. Index finger. And thumb to the thumbnail. Feel the back of your head, the top of your head. Feel, see your forehead, your right eye, your left eye. Feel your eyelashes and your eyebrows. Be aware of your right cheek and your left cheek. Your right nostril, your left nostril. Be aware of your lips, the upper lip and the lower lip. Noticing the difference in the skin on the lips versus your face. And then your tongue, awareness of your tongue and the roof of your mouth. Feel your teeth. Feel your whole face. Feel your whole body. Feel your whole body relaxing. With each exhale, you feel more and more relaxed, letting go of any tension, resting in present moment awareness. Nothing to do but be here. We're going to count down from 10 to 0. Imagine there's a screen, a blank screen in front of your face, and you're going to see the number 10. Best you can, using imagery, visualization, eyes closed, see the number 10 on the screen. As you get more and more relaxed, then the number 9 and 8. See the number 7 and 6. More and more relaxed. 5, 4, letting go. 3, 2, 1, 0, completely relaxed. Just let yourself enjoy this moment of relaxation being quiet for a few moments here. The mind starts to get busy, you just keep coming back to a mantra of just this, just this. Know that tonight you'll get a great night's sleep. See the screen again. I'm going to count up from 1. You become more and more awake, more alert coming out of the meditation. See the number 1 on the screen, the number 2 as you become more and more awake, leaving the meditation. 3, see the 3, the 4, start to move your fingers and toes, and the 5. At 5, open your eyes, be alert and present coming out of the meditation. You can still visualize numbers in front of you. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Wide, wide awake, refreshed and relaxed. Wide awake. There you go. Right, welcome back. That's just a little taste of a guided meditation. There are much longer ones. There are ones to go to sleep. There are ones to take a little power nap. A little taste of a guided meditation for you. I often use that technique just to start my meditation and be present, and I don't let myself go to the counting part, but just to get myself in my body. All right. So I said we would do something called a gratitude practice, a loving kindness practice. And so the loving kindness, we're going to start with sending loving kindness to ourselves. So put your hands over your heart and you'll repeat after me. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be free from suffering. May I be at peace. All right, I want you to visualize, see somebody that you don't really have strong feelings about one way or the other. Could be the person who gives you your mail, the checker at the grocery store, guy who pumps your gas, somebody that is just kind of neutral for you. See their face, and this is what you'll say to them. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be free from suffering. May you be at peace. Now I want you to see someone that you love dearly, someone you love so dearly, your beloved, whether it's a grandchild, a friend, a brother, sister, spouse, partner. See that person's face. Hold that face. Hold it between your hands and say to them, may you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be free from suffering. May you be at peace. Now see someone's face, someone with whom maybe you have some animosity or you're not happy with them at the moment, someone that you're not crazy about. Yeah? See that face, that human face, and say, may you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be free from suffering. May you be at peace. And lastly, may all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be free from suffering. May all beings be at peace. And then say to yourself 3 things that you're grateful for. All right, and you can open your eyes. So we just did the movement, the breath, the guided meditation, and some gratitude, loving kindness. We're going to go back to our slides and start to ease out of this presentation here. I do want to talk about a couple components for kickstarting your health. So I know a lot of people think, oh, I'm going to, start the new year, I'm going to exercise, or I'm going to eat less sugar, or I'm going to eat more vegetables, or I'm going to start swimming, but so many people say, I'm going to get better sleep. It is so important. I consider it the number one cornerstone, the number one pillar of good health is good sleep, meaning it's not medicated sleep, and that it's at least 7 hours, if not 9 hours. And if you're saying to me, I don't need that many hours, maybe 1% of the population doesn't need 7 hours. Most of us do need those 7 hours. All right. So you can read there what good sleep does. It's not only going to help us with our cognition, our memory, our ability to learn. It's going to help us with our emotions and our immune system. So important so we can stay healthy. And it's going to help us with aging, help us age better and stay here longer, right? So incredibly important for us all to get good sleep. And if you're not getting good sleep, there are a lot of resources out there. There's important to look at what good sleep hygiene is. I could talk for a very long time about sleep. I am going to do a workshop just on sleep, but I'm just trying to capture the highlights of what good sleep is. All right, we're going to go on to the next slide. Advance, please, to slide 18. Gut microbiome. You might not have ever heard of your microbiome, but it's what's happening in your gut, and there are lots and lots of bacteria in there, and that's a good thing. And you want a lot of different bacteria. That's a good thing. We don't often think of bacteria as good. So important that we have a diverse diet of fiber, fruits, vegetables, and fermented foods. Prebiotics. People often talk about probiotics, but prebiotics, you know what prebiotics are? Plant food. That's your prebiotic. Yeah, plant food. I'm not a vegetarian. I love meat, but I have reduced my meat consumption, animal protein by probably 80%, and I'm much healthier and less illness. All right. Sugar. Sugar is bad for our gut. My doctor who helped me go through cancer will say, sugar causes cancer. I don't know if that's true or not, but he gave me some good evidence for that. So, and processed foods. If you have to open a package, it's processed. There are very few things that aren't processed that are in a package. And then, of course, we want to have our water. One of the things that's on my refrigerator, not much on my refrigerator, but I do have a little sign that says F goals. F goals, it's an acronym. The F stands for eating fruits and fermented food, low sugar fermented food, having a jar of sauerkraut. So good, couple bites. G is for greens and grains. The O is for omega 3s and seeds. So omega 3 is your fish oil, sardines, seeds, good seeds, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds. A is for aromatics. That's things like onions and garlic. L is for legumes. Those are like your lentils and your peas. And S is for sulforaphane. Sulforaphane is your cruciferous vegetables. Vital. Broccoli, sprouts, cabbage, red cabbage, and mushrooms as well. Shrooms. S is for sulforaphane and shrooms. All right. F goals. So it's a little acronym if you want to look it up. F goals. And again, you're going to have this presentation that you can go back and look at all this. All right, advance, please. I just want to say a little bit about stress. You can do all the great things in the world, exercise and eat well, but if stress isn't managed, then it is really going to exacerbate or really deter you from being healthy. That's why we practice the mindfulness tools that you just practiced. I'm going to do a whole thing on stress for you guys too. So we're going to dive deeper into these topics. Let's advance, please. So in review, our mindset, our beliefs shape our behaviors. What we believe can change how long we live. Having great habits, good habits are important for our personal growth and positive aging. Exercise is vital, not just for physical health, but also for our memory, for our mood, cognitive performance. So we have practices, daily practices that we need to have, like movement, meditation. Sleep, number one. It's the number one, sleep. Your gut microbiome becomes healthier when you eat plant food and you have mindfulness tools for stress management. And the last thing I want to say is use your resources. They're out there. Yeah, I am so glad you're here. We're going to just real quick advance through these slides. This is something you can come back to. These are resources for you, books with a lot of research and some podcasts. Advance, please. NIH, better than doing, what is that website people like to go to for health? I don't know. There's some website people are saying, oh, I read it on such a WebMD. That's the one. Go to NIH. This is the National Institute for Health. This is your robust research. Okay. Then I just gave you a few links there. You can also find resources through your senior centers, rec centers, classes. Look at resources everywhere you look. And then advance. Start with 5 minutes. Fill your cup first. Fill your cup first. Many of us are caretakers, caregivers. Fill your cup first. Start with 5 minutes. Advance, please. All right. Each day is a new beginning. And if you want to stay connected, if you didn't understand something, if you have a question about surviving cancer, or you want free things, I don't do a lot of, I'm not asking for money. I'm not promoting myself. I just want to give you resources and say thank you so much for being here and for caring about your health. And aren't we lucky? Aren't we lucky we get to be here? All right. Again, everything I presented has some good research. Thanks, Ben. Has some good research behind it. And I'm hoping that something resonates for you. And start with 5 minutes. Start with 5 minutes. Be well. Take care. What an